25 years in the making, a search for identity coming to a close. In 1993, Jim Graham set out to prove his father was a priest. And now, the clues he's pieced together have led him to a Tewksbury gravesite. Tonight, a look at history in the making as the church allows the exhumation of a priest to prove paternity. All the meanwhile, Jim Graham is left praying for the truth.
Missed a lot, the two of us. Didn't have that opportunity. It's father and son.
For most, it was simply the day after Father's Day. But for Jim Graham, Monday marked the end of a long journey to find his father.
I'm pretty persistent, and I wasn't going to go away.
It was 1993 when he first heard the whispers that his father was actually a Catholic priest, something the church was anxious to hide.
It would have been swept under the rug and just be another, quiet situation that people never heard of.
A trying journey, Jim battled the Catholic Church for an admission and an answer. But in the meantime, he sifted through documents, interviewed priests and nuns, and uncovered some answers of his own.
They told me about my father with a wink and a nod, without actually saying your father. They would say Tom Sullivan.
Fast forward 25 years, and Jim Graham is still looking for those answers, praying for a confession. And on a humid June day, sun shining from the heavens, he may have found just that. That exhumation process is happening right now about a mile down the road that way. Once a sample is retrieved, it'll be sent to a lab for DNA testing to prove paternity. We're here because if any media showed up to the procedure, it would be shut down, thus shutting down a 25-year journey for Jim Graham. Jim was brought up by John Graham after his parents divorced. He recalls feeling distant, disconnected to the man he was raised to believe was his father.
He never supported me, never said anything kind to me, never played ball with me.
And after his mother died in 1993, an aunt and uncle gave Jim an obituary of a man that he never knew.
I was an adversary in that environment that day. She slid it across the kitchen table, and she said, "This man may have been your father. We don't know. Only the principals know, and they're all dead."
It was there he noticed the address of Father Thomas Sullivan's home parish, the Immaculate Conception in Lowell, Massachusetts. And later in life, he lived in the church's Tewksbury nursing home until he passed away in 1993 and was buried in the back. That's where the exhumation took place, a grueling process headed by forensic anthropologist Dr. Anna Marie Myers.
We did have to saw it open. So 25 years in the ground. It was a metal casket with metal. Once you put the top on, they're like metal fittings that fit down into open holes on one side, and then there are hinges on the other side. And they can't cut through the hinges because once they seal, they're done.
Graham overnighted the samples to a lab. Moments after the exhumation, Graham detailed the morning to us and the Boston Globe Spotlight team.
At the last second, we were unable to actually watch what Dr. Myers was doing. So they had it at a distance about 100 yards away in a park bench. So I could hear things and I could see the blue tarp up there kind of blocking most of the view.
Dr. Myers describes the body as well-preserved, ideal condition for DNA testing.
We took about 4 samples, and what was impressive is one of the most reliable samples is to take a midsection of the femur bone. And when I extracted that, I was very happy to see that the marrow cavity was still intact. There was red muscle, which is all good news.
Graham looking to science for the unequivocal evidence. A self-made millionaire, the answer is not about money from the church, but something more.
It's really about the history that they know. And I'd like to have them say truthfully, this is what we did back in 1947.
Returning to the cemetery one last time the next day, Jim Graham says the test he cares most about already happened when he saw Dr. Myers leave the gravesite.
I mean, that was the DNA test in my mind. Other people have to see the DNA results, but I don't. I mean, the smile on her face was enough to know that's my father.
And that morning, Father Sullivan's grave, raised 4 inches above the others, something Graham took as a message from above.
It's just like a sign, I believe it is. saying, hello, son, good job.
Jim Graham telling us those words, good job, something he never heard from his father. Graham is still awaiting the DNA test results, and this is the first known exhumation of a priest for DNA to prove paternity. Graham is only one of thousands who believe they are children of Catholic priests. Matt Fortin, NBC 10, Boston.